Hey guys, Squiggles here, bringing you a game between Spanishiwa and Tazza. Spanishiwa is the yellow Zerg right here, and the red Terran is Tazza in the lower part of the map. This is going to be on Naga Caverns and Oldie and a Goodie, one of the only 1 versus 1 maps that is still in the ladder map pool for 1 versus 1. And I know somebody's going to say, but Squiggles, it's a 1 versus 1 ladder. Every map is for 1 versus 1. But what I mean by that is there's only 2 places you can spawn. Here and here. Most of the maps have gone toward a more macro-oriented style where they have at least 4 places you can spawn. So they're a little bit bigger with more expansions and more maneuvering room. That's what I mean when I say that, just in case there was any confusion. Okay, Spanishiwa looks like he is going to be going for some more drones. Pretty standard so far. But one cool thing about Spanishiwa and his playstyle is really shaking up kind of the way traditional people are thinking about Zerg in all 3 matchups, is because he likes to get drones and really not get gas for forever. And hopefully we'll be able to see that in this matchup. Meanwhile, we have Tazza, and it looks like I thought he was going to be walling off here with this barracks, but it looks like instead he is going to be building it here. Now, I'm sure there is a reason why he's placing that there, but I just don't know what it is. It also looks like he's going to be getting his refinery on 13. Yeah, that started on 13. So 12 racks, 13 factory. 13 refinery factory, which is completely standard. Again, the only thing that's different is his barracks is back here, which is weird, and I'm sure this drone is a little bit confused as well, but not confused enough that he is not going to try to poke and do some damage. But the extra SCV is going to come out and put an end to that. Meanwhile, it looks like Spanishiwa is going to be putting down a hatchery and also getting a spawning pool, but rather delayed. You can see he's already up to 17 supply versus the Terran's 15, so taking a little bit of an early lead there, as this drone is just going to be looking around, hoping, and look at this, he sees the tech lab right away, and so he's going to be like, oh, and he goes and steals the gas. Always a good idea to do as a Zerg player because it limits the options that the Terran can do, and also, if they decide to kill that right away, then you're going to know where the first few Marines are, and that is going to mean that they are not going to be able to rush you with those Marines. So, just good all-around play, taking that first gas. You can see now that Spanishiwa has not taken gas. He is very anti-gas. Actually, that's not entirely true. He loves taking gas as long as it's the opponent's gas. Not so much his, but if it's his opponent's, doesn't have a problem with it. Okay, so now it looks like he is up to 20 supply, and he is going to be getting, it looks like, 2 queens and a couple of Zerglings. Just a couple, though. And he is going to be going for some more drones, it looks like, in an Overlord, but just lots of drones. Drones. And it looks like just a couple of Zerglings, maybe 2. Oh, geez, there's a Reaper. And the Zergling spotted before he gets to his base. But he will have queens that are coming out, and he's going to be absolutely fine. He really just needs to delay until the queens can get out. Meanwhile, I don't really want to move the screen because this is where all the action is. But we can see the Terran is actually getting a command center, which is kind of weird. And, oh, queen's out, so the Reaper harass is going to be not nearly so good, and this other queen, looks like this Reaper is going to get away. So good scouting, a little decent harass by the Reaper. He only got 1 kill. But what I was going to say was, look at this cool little wall here with the command center. Going to be using the command center to wall in, and instead got the barracks here. And the reason he got the barracks was so he could get the tech lab for the factory just a little bit earlier. He was able to, as you can see, that the extractor is about to go down, but he got the tech lab, and then he lifted his barracks off and landed it over here. And what he was able to do then is build the factory right on the tech lab, and that just allowed him to get this blue flame started a little bit faster, which reminds me, he's getting blue flame for his Hellions. So that's pretty cool. Also getting a orbital for his second, also pretty sweet. That one Zergling able to delay this bunker for a bit, and the bunkers do take 40 seconds to build now, up from 35. Looks like Spanishiwa now has 3 queens. Do we have a 4th? 4 queens going out, and now he is getting his gas, and he is getting 1 gas. He is getting 2 gas. He is getting 3 and getting 4. So his style is he goes up to 40 food without getting really anything. Just drones, no gas, just droning, and then he grabs all 4 gases really quick. You can see here he's also taking a 3rd, so aggressively expanding. But when he takes these for gas at the same time, his gas is actually going to skyrocket up, and he uses that to start teching and getting upgrades and stuff. So very cool. Also, look at this very aggressive creep expansion. Because he has the extra queens he needed for early defense, both against ground and against air, that leaves him with 2 queens that he doesn't even need for larva inject right now. So he is just getting these creep tumors all over the place, and he's going to be spreading his creep like a madman. Oh, geez, look at these Hellions going to be coming in here, seeing what damage they can do. You can see there is 0 kills on that Hellion and 1 kill on that one, so not the most damage done. And now spanishiwa knows that there is, in fact, Hellions on the map. You can see here he's using these Zerglings to tear down these destructible rocks because he does want to be able to defend this third. Meanwhile, over here we have Tazza. Looks like he has taken his 3rd refinery, as well as continuing to saturate his natural expansion, throwing down some mules, always good, never bad, as well as getting siege tanks now, and siege mode is about halfway, just over halfway done. So looks like he went for a couple of blue flames, but not really going to do much with those. Going to instead transition straight into, looks like siege tank marine. So always good against Zerg, some siege tanks, some marines. Yep, and you can see here the 2nd reactor is going down on this barracks, which means he's going to be able to pump out an insane amount of marines. Also getting marines out of this one and getting stim now. Stim does take forever to finish, but you know what? As long as we have tanks with siege mode, you should be okay. And here we go. Move it out. Looks like he's bringing a few SCVs as well. I'm assuming they are to repair the tank, maybe to build some bunkers as well as they go ahead and push up. Looks like spanishiwa is going to be maybe sacking an overseer, maybe not. I'm assuming he doesn't want to lose the overseer, but he really needs to scout and see what's going on in the Terran base, and he does, and gets a full scout and sees exactly what's going on. And it looks like this overseer will in fact live, so that's good. It saves him quite a bit. And oh, look at this. Tazza going to be setting up a very hard push. So he has his siege tank siege right here, and he's building 3 bunkers for his marine. Here come the Zerglings, but they are not going to do so well. A couple more coming in. Oh, but there come the blue flame Hellions. Going to put an end to any of those Zerglings, and it looks like more reinforcements streaming in. An additional siege tank and an additional, looks like 4 marines going to be coming in as these bunkers go ahead and finish up. These marines are going to be able to take refuge in the bunkers, and this is going to be a really hard spot to break, actually. And I think spanishiwa is just going to sack this expansion because there's no reason or no way really for him to defend in a cost-effective manner. The Terran is just in too good of a spot. And yet we can see here on the minimap, it looks like spanishiwa is going to, in fact, counterattack. This tank is not sieged. There is a bunker there. That's going to help. But he's able to get a decent surround here, and we're going to have to see, is the tank going to go down? That's what's going to really deal a lot of damage. And boom, baby, the tank does go down. Now these Zerglings are free. As you can see, a lot of units dying on both sides. And it looks like, if you look at the supplies right now, you can see spanishiwa has 72 supply over the 75, 70, okay. So Tazza just had a round of units spawn, but it looks like it is 85 supply to 69, so Tazza has good macro going on during that. spanishiwa not opting to get units, instead opting to get almost every upgrade in the book. Now we have 10 Zerglings being built, as well as a Spire, which is just about to finish. It looks like these Marines do have stim as well, and they are going to be stimming and killing some of these Zerglings. Zerglings doing every little last ounce of damage they possibly can before they have to run away. You can see Tazza is a little bit ahead as far as the supply goes right now, but it's very, very close, very close. Good job by Tazza able to kill off the third, and that's really important actually. You want to be able to stop the Zerg from expanding. spanishiwa does have 2 fully saturated bases, also has looks like a couple of spine crawlers up, and he is doing, just look at the